Happy hump day, everyone. We're just having a very rain-laxing time here at the moment at Dromedary because we did indeed get quite a bit of rain last night. So we had about 16 millimeters out at Muckenbuden, where we've been last harvesting the barley. And out here on the home farm, we had about 8 mil or so. So you see the pasture or the stubbles here where we had the oaten hay is still quite green. And this is exactly what I want to show you today. We've got camels on the stubble here, grazing, and this is actually one of the reasons why we try to cut as early as possible, so we get as much regrowth and free fodder for our animals. But today, I just want to show you down here, we want to talk about these feet of a camel, because they are just so astonishing. They're big, wide feet, and if I just, where this camel has been standing, dig in the soil, you see how fluffy and soft everything still is? And this is really thanks to these big wide feet. If you compare camel feet to normal hoofs of a cow that are really solid and hard, they do a lot of compaction. If you have them intensively in your paddock, they can do a lot of damage. And camels have these super soft-threaded feet. So even though I've had them running around here, they don't do any tread damage to the ground. You know, you still got all the intact plants here where they've been walking now. They've been in here for a couple of weeks now since we finished. And this is really one part why camels in fragile, dry, arid environments play such an important role, like Australia. We've got very fragile soils here. You know, we've got very dry conditions here in summer. Everything turns to dust very easily, and you need to look after your soil. So we wouldn't do, like in Europe, you would normally come in and do a shallow cultivation of the stubble to incorporate everything. We don't do that. We want that, oh, it doesn't even come out, that root structure to be in here, and you see that soil is still a bit moist and dark there now. We want that to stay in the paddock to hold everything together, especially when you look at the landscape here in that Big Hill paddock. It's all a little bit on a slope, and the plants, if we were to remove them, or if the camels were to compact the ground a lot, the water, like yesterday, that rain event, wouldn't infiltrate into the soil like it did here now, but it would just run off, and you could find all your topsoil probably down there at the bottom of the hill. So this is why camels, to us, play such a big, important role, why we've got such a sustainable operation. They're not compacting the paddock, and they are better for hot, dry environments. Australia got about 4 million wild camels here, and all our big camels come from the bush originally. So these ones, even though they're super quiet now, they used to be wild camels, believe it or not. And where we get them from, people, the station people, if there would be more of an industry, they would swap farming camels. The biggest problem is there's not enough demand for the meat, for the milk, or in our case, the beauty products that we're making. This is why I'm trying to showcase all this to you, because a country like Australia that has the largest and healthiest wild camel population in the world, and all they do is shoot them from a moving target onto a moving onto a moving animal. It's very cruel, and it's, I think, not the correct way of dealing with a problem. You know, we've got all opportunities, and you see it right here in front of you, to farm them sustainably with green plants in an intact farming system and utilize them. They're absolutely beautiful in their nature and don't do any tread damage. So if you're interested to learn more about that, please follow us along at Dromedary, where I will be showing you our farming system, how we're making the products, the challenges we have. the good and the bad, I guess, about farming camels. So there's a lot of camels, but there will also be a lot of tractors. There might be a bit of product development, the challenges we face as a business. But you know, the best product in the world doesn't help if it's unheard of. So if you like what we're doing here, I would really appreciate your comments down below so I can address them. If you've got any questions, let me know. I will read them and I'll do a little video or a little short on it to try to answer them, or just answer them simply in the comments. Yeah, until then, I'm really looking forward to the journey together with you. Happy hump day, guys.